What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, coming back to Bruce Springsteen. Yes, indeed, Bruce Springsteen Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bibbidi-bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from JFK, and this is actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of May for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, JFK. Hope you enjoy the show, ma'am. JFK wanted to see me react to this. It is Bruce Springsteen with a song entitled... What? Oh, I had to do a double take there. With a song entitled Outlaw Pete. It's just funny. For the briefest of seconds when I looked at my information, I could have sworn for a second it said Butcher Pete. And I was like, are you kidding me? Bruce Springsteen is going to cover Roy Brown. That's great. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second. Yeah, I've heard this song before. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Bruce Springsteen. Oh, no shock there. And the video has 2.8 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, Outlaw Pete, not Butcher Pete, Outlaw Pete. London Calling, live in Hyde Park, 2009. Cool. Well, yeah. 8 minutes, 21 seconds. All right. Well, you know how I feel about long videos. If they're fun, well put together, the song is well written, well executed, it makes sense, it sounds good, pleasing to the ear, keeps me entertained, it's got nothing to worry about. On the flip side, it's not put together well, it's not well written, it's boring, it drags, it's not a good song. I'm going to absolutely tear it to shreds. So we're going to have to wait and see how this one goes, I guess. I think, knowing Bruce's track record on the channel, I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to be fine. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
1, 2, 3, 4!
He was born a little baby on the Appalachian Trail. At 6 months old, he'd done 3 months in jail. He robbed a bank in his diapers and his little bare baby feet. All he said was, folks, my name is Outlaw Pete. I'm Outlaw Pete. I'm Outlaw Pete.
Crowd's loud.
That 25 Mustang pony he did steal. Rode around and around on heaven's wheel. Father Jesus, I'm an outlaw killer and a thief. down only to sow my grief. I'm outlaw Pete. I'm outlaw Pete. Can you hear me? He caught his trail of tears across the countryside. Where he went, women wept and men died. One night he woke from a vision of his own death. Saddled his pony and rode her deep into the west. Married a Navajo girl, settled down on her way. As the snow fell, he held that beautiful daughter in his chest. I'm outlaw Pete. I'm outlaw Pete. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm going to pause here because if there was going to be a solo, this would be a great place to put one. So I'm going to take a little precautionary step and pause here before we get to any solos. Any possible solos, I should say. I don't know if there are solos or not. There might be. If there are, it's going to be curious to see who's going to take it. I don't know. This is going to sound weird. I'm going to put my money on the violin player. I think she might get it, which would be great. I think that'd be very fitting for the style of song like this. I think it would work like a charm. But then again, I hear Clarence playing a sax over there. Maybe he might get it too. I don't know. It's a very simple song. Root to 4 to 5 to root. That's the verse. Seriously. Root to the 4 to the 5 to the root. Now the chorus sounds like it's going 4 to the 7 to the root. Back up to the 4 again. No, it wouldn't be the 4. What would it be? It'd be the 6. Should have seen that coming. All right, so yeah, that's predictable in a way, but I should have seen it coming, but for some reason it didn't register. Okay, so 4 to the 7 to the root to the 6, back to the 4, back to the 7 to the root to the 6 again. Okay, I mean it. Look, it makes sense. Everything flows well. Everything's very pleasing to the ear. He's doing. I mean, they're doing a fine job, and I'm just saying that I'm not going to be, sitting here pretending to be blown away by that chordal progression because we've heard a lot of songs follow that chordal progression as well. So it's nothing new. We've heard it before. Now they're doing it well. Yeah, absolutely, they're doing it well. Like I've always said, simple can be effective when it's done properly, and this sounds really good. It does. I got no problem with anything I'm hearing from a songwriting standpoint or from a performance standpoint. Everything sounds good. So I got no issues. I got no problems. I got no worries. So let's see if I'm right about this solo section. Let's see if we have any solos, and if we do, who's going to get them? The violin player, the sax player? Maybe I'm completely wrong on both counts. Maybe Bruce will take one. Maybe the bass player will get one. Yeah, right. No solo, okay.
King Bounty Hunter Dan. His heart quickened and burdened by the need to get his man. He found Pete peacefully fishing by the river. the trigger and shouted, let it start.
We're bringing it down.
He
Okay.
drew a knife from his boot through it and pierced Dan through the heart. Dan smiled as he lay in his own blood, dying in the sun. He
I like
whispered
the
in
use of the
Pete's
harmonica.
ear,
I wasn't sure at first.
undo these things we've done. You're outlaw, Pete.
And we bring it right back up again.
Outlaw, Pete. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? For 40 days and nights Pete rode and did not stop. Till he sat high upon an icy mountain top. He was a hawk on a desert, a draft, slip and slide. Moved to the edge of Douglas Spurs to enter his pony's side.
Push on quick. Bring it right down again.
Now some say Pete and his pony vanished over the edge. And some say they remained frozen high up on that icy ledge. Your Navajo girl washes in the river, her skin so fair, and braids a piece of Pete's buckskin chaps into her hair. Outlaw Pete. Outlaw Pete. Can you hear me? Can you
Are we
hear
gonna build again?
me?
All right.
Can you hear me? 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 Can you hear me?
Yep. As advertised. I'll explain what I mean by that in the review. When I say like watching things like this, I'll say something like that. Well, I'll say like as advertised. You know, I'll say that. I've said it a number of times, and I don't think I've ever really explained what I mean when I say that. So I'll make sure to talk about that in the review. Pretty straightforward song, honestly. One of the most straightforward songs I think I've heard from a songwriting standpoint from Bruce Springsteen. It's very simple. Now, having said that, though, not one of the most straightforward performed songs I've ever heard. I got some questions, and I got some theories, and I'm going to throw them out to you guys and see what you think. See if you agree with me or see if you don't. And I've always said this. I don't mind people disagreeing with me. That's perfectly fine with me. I actually encourage people to disagree with me. Just do it in a respectful manner, you know? Don't sit there and, with the name calling and the, all the other garbage that, a lot of people just can't seem to, not be able to do. But if you disagree with me and you're respectful about it, I'll be respectful to you. Absolutely, I will. So yeah, I don't look for people to always agree with me all the time. I like it when people disagree with me because it shows me a different point of view, and maybe, just possibly, I might have shown them a different point of view. And maybe by doing that, we can each see each other's point of view and go, oh, I see where you're coming from about that. Okay, I get it, I'm all in favor of that. It's called communication, it's all good. Anyway, let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you guys in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Bruce Springsteen with Outlaw Pete. This was a request from JFK, and this was actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of May for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, JFK. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Okay, few things we want to discuss here for sure. So let's get the score and let's get to it, shall we? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that overall presentation, I'm going to give that a 7.0. Yep, 7.0. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, 7.0. What does that mean? Well, a 7.0 would translate to a really good skill rating. So overall, I think this was a really good presentation. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and a B letter grade. Yeah, B is in boy. So there you go, a 7.0, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Okay, look, I'm not gonna, sit here and fluff this out and, try to, pander and whatnot. Let's call a spade here. The song is a pretty good song, okay? It is a pretty good song. It's solid. It's well written, sure. It's well constructed, absolutely. It flows well. It's pleasing to the ear. If I'm being honest, it is a little repetitive. It does start to, repeat itself a little. How should I say this? Not too often, but it definitely frequently. It just keeps going back to those same 2 riffs. Anything wrong with that? By definition, no, there's nothing wrong with it. It sounds good, it flows well, but for an 8-minute long performance, it does sometimes at points start to get a little long in the tooth. But it's okay. Like I said, it sounds good, it feels good, it's got a nice feel to it, it's got a nice groove to it. Nothing I would ever remotely close to calling impressive by any stretch. I wouldn't even call anything I really heard all that great. But it sounded pretty good from a songwriting standpoint. I would honestly, if this was just the song on its own, I would put this around 6.4, 6.5, somewhere in there. It's a pretty good song. It all makes sense. The voicings make sense. That comes down to arranging more than songwriting. But even then, that the voicings all sounded good, especially considering we're in a live setting. Musicianship sounded really nice across the board. Everybody was well balanced, well mixed. Everybody was heard. I didn't have to go digging for it. Even Gary on bass, I could hear it. I could actually hear his bass parts. I didn't have to really dig for it. Now, I'm sure the audio that we're getting is direct from the board. I'm sure of that because everything was so well mixed. And getting a good live mix in an outdoor venue without going through the board is extremely difficult. So I'm sure what we heard was the board mix, and it sounded fine. I got no problem with that. I like it when live performances use a board mix because you do have some control over levels over everybody that's being inputted. So I like that. I thought it was creative, the usage of the harmonica. Yeah, I thought that was nice, given that kind of spaghetti western feel. I thought that was really well done on Clarence's part. The violin player, very prominent in the mix and very noticeable with what she was playing. Now, what she was playing, not all that impressive, but it was noticeable, and for the style of the song, very appropriate to have her up in the mix like she was. So I think that was a really smart move. No, I mean, overall, everybody sounded good. Everything sounded just fine. Yeah, I think about a 6.4, 6.5 sounds about right for the song. So why am I giving this a 7.0? Because that's what I said I was going to give it. Well, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you know what I'm going to say next. So say it with me, kids.
Sing it out one time.
A live show can help your score or it can hurt your score. In this case, it helped. It helped. It wasn't a huge help, but it helped it enough to get it up to a 7.0. So let's put on the checklist, shall we? Let's see how many boxes they checked off and how well they checked them off. So, stage presence, check. That's never really been an issue for these guys, for Bruce or for the E Street Band. They've always had pretty good stage presence, so they definitely get that check. Stage energy, believe it or not, I'm going to give it a check. There was a lot of movement and motion happening on stage. It was subtle. You didn't always catch it, but, you know, here's little Stevie, you know, right in the middle, right next to Bruce, and then you blink and, you know, you take your eyes off, or the camera takes their eyes off Bruce and Stevie and pans over to Clarence doing whatever he's doing, and then goes over to Max, goes back to Bruce, and there's no Stevie. Where's Stevie? Oh, he's over there on the left wing. Psst, right over there. How did he get there? We didn't see him move. But it was stuff like that. Now, granted, when we're watching concert footage, especially professionally filmed concert footage like this, with a lot of zoom-ins and a lot of close-ups and a lot of switching between different cameras, you're going to miss a lot of what happens on stage. But at least we got to see the end product. Stevie went from point A to point B. How he got there, we're not 100% sure. We don't know if he walked, we don't know if he ran, we don't know if he flew, we don't know if he jumped, we don't know if he teleported, we're not sure. He might have been beamed up to the Enterprise and then beamed right back down in that spot for all we know, because we didn't see it. But what we did see was, here was at point A, 30 seconds later, he's over here at point B. So clearly there was movement, there was motion. And the same thing can be said about pretty much everybody else on the stage. As a matter of fact, the only person on the stage that I didn't see move was Clarence. He just kind of stayed in his little spot, but he's got so many instruments, he has to constantly switch between them. I'm not hating on him for it. But stage energy was covered by pretty much everybody else that can move. Now, obviously, Max can't move. Obviously, oh God, that debate. Well, Gary can't move. He's kind of stuck in his spot back there. Keyboard player, the piano player. What's his name? I keep forgetting his name. He can't move. He's a slave to his instrument, same as Max. So the people that are able to move, they're moving around quite a bit, and that was nice to see. So yes, stage energy, that is a big check. Stage interaction, believe it or not, I'm giving it a check. There were a number, again, very subtle, but there was a number of times where Bruce interacted with several different members of the band. I saw him interact with the violin player. I think I saw him interact with her twice, actually. I saw him interacting with Stevie. I saw him interacting with Nils. It was brief, but I saw him interact with Nils. I saw the violin player interact with Stevie. So, I mean, there was definitely some stage interaction going on. Again, subtle, but frequently enough that I feel comfortable giving it a solid check. It's not a huge check, but it's solid. Crowd interaction, yeah, big check. There was tons. Bruce leading the charge with the sing-along, man, absolutely. Every time we got to that chorus, boy, his hand was up in the air as the signal to the crowd of "let me hear you," and then, boy, let me tell you, the crowd let him hear him all right. So yeah, definitely big one on crowd interaction. Showmanship, yeah, I'll give it the check. Bruce did a great job with his body language, telling a story. It looked good. Everything he did flowed well with where the song was going. When the song came down, he went down. When the song came up, he came up. When the song slowed down, he slowed down. When the song sped up again, he sped up his movement and motion again. So yeah, that's definitely showmanship. I will absolutely count that. A lot of thought went into that, obviously. Production. We're outside in the middle of the day. There's no production to be seen whatsoever. That's okay. Production's always bonus points anyway. It's not like it's going to really hurt or help your score all that much. Unless, of course, you're a production-based band, then your production better be on point. But no, this is how we came up from, like I said, about a 6.4, 6.5, somewhere in there, where all the way up to a 7.0. We barely made it, but we made it into the really goods. So you can thank the live show for that. Now, I do have some questions, but before I get to the questions, I do want to clarify what I meant when I said, as advertised. That really comes down to a single word: expectation. Okay, when you see on the marquee Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, you have a certain level of expectation of what you can expect from this show, right? I mean, I saw him in person. Mrs. Heretic and I were fortunate enough to be able to, score tickets to go and see him perform live. And we had a great time. And it was exactly as advertised. Everything that I came to expect from him in a live setting, in a live show, they delivered on. Absolutely. So when I say as advertised, that's what I mean. It's advertised on the marquee, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, and that is exactly what you got. Not so much from a persona standpoint, but from a level of expectation standpoint. I expect a great live show. I expect a good high energy output. I expect a lot of effort being put out on stage, along with, some great musicianship and some good times to be had by all. And that's exactly what we got. So when I say things like, as advertised, that's what I mean. I'm not saying, it's Bruce Springsteen. Well, no kidding, it's Bruce Springsteen. It says that in the title of the video. That'd be a real tragedy if it's, I get submitted a video for a reaction and it's, the video says Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, and instead of that, I get Johnny Nobody and the Never Will Be's. Well, that's going to really kind of suck for me, won't it? False advertising to boot. But in any case, that's what I mean by as advertised. A certain level of expectation, I have it here, and it was achieved. So it's a compliment, guys. Trust me, it's a compliment. Questions. I do have some. The only real question I have is this. The ending. Okay, I know the structure of the ending was obviously planned. We're going to bring it down. We're going to bring it down. We're going to, bring it down to the point where it feels like the song ends. And then I'm going to bring it up again with this big, grandioso, slowed down feel and build and build and build and build and build. I understand that was all planned. But how long it went, was that planned? Or was that open to Bruce to, kind of feel the crowd, feel the energy of what's going on stage, what's going on in the crowd? If it feels good, let's just keep it going. Watch me for the cues, Was it that, or was it everything 100% planned out? Something tells me that was really kind of Bruce's call. Something tells me that he was kind of in the moment, and, we got to the ending, and everybody kind of knew at this point, okay, everybody just watch Bruce because he's going to lead us. We're going to follow, and when he gives the cue to end it, that's when we end it. Otherwise, we're going to just keep on riffing and keep on going. I have a feeling that's what happened, because I was watching the way Bruce was reading the crowd. I was watching the way Bruce was reading the stage, and something just tells me he was just kind of taking it all in and getting a good read on it before he decided to finally, cue for the cut. Am I right in my assumption there? I don't know if I am or not. I believe that's what happened. If anybody knows for certain, 100% certain, they know exactly what happened because they were there, they were part of the crew, they have, concrete, irrefutable evidence, please let me know. But if you're just speculating like I am, I'm not going to take it too seriously. Bring me evidence, bring me proof, and I will absolutely, I will definitely acknowledge it without question. But I'm kind of curious to know if that's how that one rolled. I know Bruce is notorious for this. So, but in any case, ending up with a 7.0, that's not a bad way to end at all. It's a really good score, and that's exactly what I feel this performance deserves. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.0, which is a really good skill rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.